Of course, he's an underdog against Makhachev, but I truly believe he have a really good skills.
He will come in ready and prepped and ready to absolutely demolish Ian Garry if he doesn't bring his A game and a stellar game plan. The game plan, as I said, will be stick and move.
Ian Garry believes he's going to beat Islam Makhachev. Now, I have a feeling right off the bat, well, of course he does. Every fighter believes they're going to win. No, they don't. That is a myth.
As UFC 330 draws closer, fighters are sharing their final predictions for Islam Makhachev versus Ian Garry. Carlos Prates believes Garry has the skills to remain competitive in the matchup, but he is equally quick to acknowledge the enormous challenge of facing a champion as complete and dominant as Makhachev.
Of course, he's an underdog against Makhachev, but I truly believe he have a really good skills to beat Makhachev. Of course, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be a hard fight. I think if he would the guy like knock people out a little bit more, he hurt a little bit more, would be like less hard to beat Makhachev. He do a lot of points. He don't hurt people. But I think he have a chance, really good chance, like real chance.
Adding fuel to the debate, Michael Bisping acknowledges Islam Makhachev's status as the pound-for-pound king and the clear betting favorite. However, he pushes back against the idea that this will be an easy fight, arguing that Ian Garry could make the matchup for more competitive than many people expect.
I'm telling you right now, this fight for Islam Makhachev may be a lot harder than what people think. Given all of the accolades that Islam Makhachev has, it's easy to just dismiss Ian Garry and say, listen, he's got to just run right through him. Okay, you could send him to Dagestan or Georgia for 20 years and still forget all about it.
Send him 2-3 years Dagestan and forget.
Okay, because Islam Makhachev is the GOAT. He's going to take him down. The man's Irish. They don't wrestle in Ireland, for crying out loud. Well, guess what? He's a well-rounded mixed martial artist. He's 17-1. He had a very, very close fight with Shavkat Rakhmonov. Ended the fight threatening the rear naked choke.
Turning to his own prediction, MMA Guru acknowledges Islam Makhachev's dominance and even considers him a legitimate GOAT candidate. Despite that, he finds himself leaning toward the underdog, Ian Garry. He points to a recent trend of major upsets in the sport as the main reason for picking against the favorite this time around.
Despite him being against the odds, because we know Islam Makhachev's going to be a favorite here. Maybe, just maybe, the boys and co do it again. Okay? Hear me out. Strickland pulled it off against Chimaev. Gaethje just pulled off the impossible against Ilia Topuria. And you're telling me that I shouldn't pick Ian Machado Garry to defeat Islam Makhachev in the main event and school him over 5 rounds? Come on! This is how it works, right? This is just the way things go, folks. I don't make the rules of MMA. I really don't. But there's an underdog there. And his name's Ian Machado Garry.
Adding to that, MMA Guru views the matchup through a broader narrative, suggesting Ian Garry has an opportunity to restore some pride for Ireland by defeating Islam Makhachev. He frames it as a chance to symbolically answer Khabib Nurmagomedov's victory over Conor McGregor, believing that storyline is part of the reason he finds himself backing the underdog in this fight.
Islam Makhachev's on this GOAT horizon. And man, if he wins this one, we may have to have some uncomfortable conversations about the GOAT list. We've heard it all before. He's in a caucus. He can't be beaten, even though this one's been beaten before. I've seen this guy flatline KO'd, okay? And I'm not supposed to pick Ian Machado Garry here. I'm picking Ian Garry! Ugh. I never thought I'd say those words. But God damn it, I'm picking Ian Garry. And I'm picking Ian Garry to win the world championship, dude. It's McGregor versus Khabib, part 2. Dagestan versus Ireland. A matchup of the ages. They're running it back. This is a very interesting matchup, though, to be honest with you. Islam Makhachev went out there against JDM, held him down for 5 rounds. Now, very impressive to do.
Speaking about his own confidence, Ian Garry made it clear that he believes he will defeat Islam Makhachev. He delivered the prediction without hesitation, showing complete belief in his abilities. It is the kind of statement that is certain to spark debate, given the contrast in styles and experience between the two fighters. Even so, Garry has shown no reluctance to stand behind his prediction.
In an ideal world, I make it look easy. And I don't mean make it look easy as in it's a walk in the park. I'm well aware of his talents, I'm well aware of his skill set, and I respect, I actually love and respect him and his fighting and what he's done. However, I want this challenge. I want it to be him that I beat to prove I'm the best in the world. Because then there's no doubt, it's undeniable that I'm the greatest. When he grabs a hold of me, I'll have answers to his questions. I'll have answers to his problems. And that will rattle him. And when that rattles and he tries again and he fails and he tries again and he fails and I'm just punching the face off him every second in between, I do believe I'm going to be able to break.
Furthermore, Michael Bisping explained what makes Ian Garry a dangerous opponent on paper, pointing to his reach, distance management, sharp boxing, and quick footwork as genuine strengths in this matchup. Bisping believes that if Garry can keep the fight standing, use his range effectively, and control the pace with movement, he could present Islam Makhachev with real challenges on the feet. In Bisping's view, that striking game represents Gary's clearest path to pulling off the upset.
So as I say, he's on a run. The record of Islam Makhachev is 28 wins and 1 loss with 18 stoppages. And of course, if he can get a hold of Ian Garry and take him down, yeah, it's probably going to be easy. Ian will struggle to get back to his feet. And I don't think he can match Islam in terms of jiu-jitsu or submission grappling, okay? But it's the style that Ian Garry has. It is the length and the reach that he has. And it is his ability to silence out the crowd and not give a damn if you people are booing, and a stellar game plan. The game plan, as I said, will be stick and move. And that might sound boring, but it could get the job done.
Looking at the technical side of the matchup, Joe Rogan and Dustin Poirier highlighted a unique variation in Islam Makhachev's submission game. They explained that instead of finishing the Das choke with the traditional grip on his bicep, Makhachev often locks onto his own forearm and pulls his opponent tightly into his chest. According to Poirier, that subtle adjustment dramatically increases the choke's effectiveness by restricting blood flow much more quickly than the standard technique.
You take Charles Oliveira's stats, and then you say his fight with Islam Makhachev, and you say, okay, well, where's the stats? Like it's really dependent upon skill sets, who's your level of competition, who you're competing with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That was a quick submission, though.
Bro.
The stats are 1 submission attempt, 1 submission.
Bro, he's got a crushing squeeze. Well,
It's different, bro.
To that.
It's different. Yeah. He strangled me. And the way he did it, I think he, Moicano filled in last minute to fight Islam and got caught with the same choke.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a Darce choke, but he locks it on his forearm.
Yeah.
He doesn't go to the bicep.
I know.
And the squeeze is different. He's pulling to his chest. It's not like a angle squeeze. It's different. So the defense is different. When I got my legs out and tried to walk around, he hooked my leg, but like the squeeze.
Looking ahead to the matchup with Ian Garry, Javier Mendez acknowledged Garry as a dangerous and rangy striker whose reach and movement could create challenges on the feet. Even so, Mendez expressed complete confidence that those advantages would disappear once the fight reached the ground. In his view, Garry would struggle to deal with Islam Makhachev's elite grappling, making that difference the decisive factor regardless of how the striking exchanges unfold.
I feel good about it. He's a well-known guy. He's very highly skilled, and I look forward to the challenge, So, Ian Garry, excuse me, if that's who they pick and that's who Islam wants, no problem. Bring him on the plate. No problem. We'll get ready for Ian Garry. So, but he's good. He's good. I was hoping if he gets anybody, it would be, he wanted Kamaru because he thought that was the toughest stylistic challenge for him. He does well with Islam on the stand-up because he's rangy, he's tricky, all those. But on the ground, he doesn't. He does okay, but he doesn't survive on the ground. I don't think. I mean, well, okay, he might survive 5 rounds, but he won't get the best of Islam on the ground. That I'm 100% sure about that. On the stand-up, he's pretty tricky, so one punch can change everything on.
When discussing the welterweight division, Javier Mendez identified Kamaru Usman as the toughest stylistic challenge for Islam Makhachev at 170 pounds. He pointed to Usman's elite wrestling pedigree, championship experience, and overall fight IQ as the qualities that make him the most dangerous opponent in the division. According to Mendez, that combination of high-level grappling and proven success is exactly the type of style that could test Makhachev more than anyone else.
Like a heavyweight, right, in that welterweight division.
I think Kamaru is the toughest stylistically for us because he's got great wrestling and experience, and he has good striking also. And I think he stylistically is the toughest. And that doesn't mean that Kamaru beats all the other guys. I'm just saying for us, he stylistically is the toughest. But Ian Garry, he's good, man. We can't sleep on him. Cannot sleep on him. He's very, very good. Any one of those guys, Pratis too. I was very impressed with his last fight. Super impressed. So watch out for him too, because you think you're winning, all of a sudden that good, straight, beautiful right cross hits you, and out you go. So that guy's very.
Turning to the trash talk surrounding the fight, many have compared it to the historic rivalry between Conor McGregor and Khabib Nurmagomedov. Islam Makhachev dismissed those comparisons, describing them as a cheap imitation of that rivalry. The Banhill brothers, however, see it differently. They view the matchup as the latest chapter in the ongoing rivalry between Ireland and Dagestani, even calling it the biggest fight the sport has seen since Conor McGregor's showdown with Max Holloway.
So funny, Islam Makhachev was asked, and Ariel actually asked Ian kind of about, Islam said basically, this fight, because I guess it was an interview that happened in Russian and it was translated to English, but he was asked, is this the next rendition, in your opinion, of Conor versus Khabib? You know, there's a lot of comparison drawn. Obviously, Islam is Khabib's direct pupil, and as far as Conor and Ian Garry are concerned, they're fellow countrymen, they're both Irish, and Islam said, no, this is the AliExpress version of Khabib versus Conor. Now, for those of us in the United States, we would tend to use the reference of Wish. We would say this is the Wish Conor versus Khabib.
Or Temu.
Exactly.
But the
Temu.
Alibaba, AliExpress.
Adding to the discussion, the Banhill brothers recognize Islam Makhachev as the Pan 4-pound king heading into 2026. While they continue to debate whether Ian Garry has the stylistic tools to challenge him, they ultimately remain skeptical. In their view, Garry would need to deliver a flawless performance for all 25 minutes to have a realistic chance of winning. Against a champion of Makhachev's caliber, they believe the margin for error is virtually non-existent, highlighting just how difficult the task ahead truly is.